Hello people, welcome to another video. This one is about the LinkedIn Easy Apply bot, and it's a sequel. Basically, I'll be talking about some queries I got from viewers, and then one of an idea sort of thing that I built a Power BI dashboard to monitor the performance of this bot. So let's go into this quickly. One thing is about an error that was reported by at least 2 viewers. In fact, I faced the same myself, that when I was trying to install the requirements to run this bot, there was an error saying or reading no SDK or no interpreter and some details. So basically, this is not a bot issue. It's not a it's not a problem from the bot itself. But basically, if you guys remember, we downloaded the code, and then when you unzip it, you will see a folder called VENV, which is basically virtual environment. And the purpose of this folder is to help the users to run this bot without installing or even configuring Python, because Python is a separate setup. So basically, ideally, you'll have to install the Python, then you have to download the code, and then you run the bot after installing the requirements. So just to make it easy for people, the developer of this code provided a virtual environment, so you don't have to go through all that hassle. Now the problem came in when I suggested the use of PyCharm IDE. Now this IDE, it has its own setup of Python interpreter, so that's why it was causing a sort of conflict. And the easiest fix is to go to your downloaded folder where you downloaded the bot. In my case, it is there, and Easy Apply Bot Global, and then in there you just simply delete VENV folder. Once that is deleted, you can simply go to the Python IDE, and at the bottom there, as you can see, you just select whatever available version you can see. So in my case, I could see 3.8, that is fair enough, and I selected it. And once you do that, you will see some stuff happening there. Let it happen, and once it is done, you can simply go on the top, and from there you can run the main file. Just make sure you run the main file, and once you run the main file, you will see the bot is working, is actually applying for jobs. All right, so that's one thing out of the way. Now let's go to the second part. There was one user or viewer, sorry, he was talking about he was actually talking about countries. It seems that he wanted to cover the entire world, maybe, I don't know, but at least the question was that how many or how should I say this, what is the minimum number of input required for each parameter. So for that, let's go to the configuration file, and here we can see so when we look at this configuration, we can identify a pattern. The pattern is that the responses we are supposed to provide are either true or false, which is very straightforward. It can be true or false, nothing else. And then the other type is to where we have to specify a particular parameter. So for example, here we are talking about positions, and in my case, I am, let's say, talking about 10 or 9 positions or different titles. And when it goes to locations parameter, I am targeting like 5 or 6 countries, 4 countries basically. Then I put remote, if that would be a bonus if I find some remote work. Now basically the response here is that you need to have at least one parameter defined. You cannot leave it blank. You cannot have positions and nothing. You need to have, must at least have one, but then there is no limit. You can go up to 100 definitions, that doesn't matter, but you need to have at least one. If you don't have it, or if you leave it blank, then the bot will fail. So I hope that clarifies the query. And now let's go to this fun part. Actually, I was like playing around with this bot. It's been like a couple of months I've been using it, and before I was in Linux, now I'm in Windows now. So I just thought about, look at the performance of this bot. So I developed this dashboard using Power BI, which is also fun to learn. If you're into data and visualizing stuff, is really fun. And what you can do, you can just go to Microsoft Store, and once it is loaded, you can simply type Power BI and download this. Basically, this Power BI is free. I mean, it's sort of a paid thing, but the baseline software is absolutely free. And I mean, it's not about the license is not an issue. And so how this works, let's have a quick look. So this by the way, the way the bot works is, when it's working, whether applying on jobs or whether failing to apply on job for some reason, it is making log files. It is recording each and every entry or job he's applying or failing to apply. So for example, in my case, I have like 5 countries or 4 countries. So the bot will make each individual file as an output by country in my case. And if we open this file, we can see that it is talking about some, like, positions applied. And the same goes on. These are like output, basically means what do you call this, successful applications. And if for any reason bot fails to apply, then it gets recorded into the failed applications. Then we have third file, which is recording the questions that bot was not able to answer. For example, let's say okay, so let me take one step back. So for example, for all the parameters that are typically required, we have them defined in there. But there is always a potential that one employer is asking very strange or out of the ordinary questions. Like for example, he goes and asks you, do you have a license to fly aircrafts? We don't have it, right? So in that case, it's not defined in our configuration, and then the bot will fail. So what happens is that once the bot fails for a question that it could not answer, then it will record it here in this file. So that's how the bot is logging its activities. For the purpose of this Power BI, what I did is to keep it simple, and I decided to use the output like files created by bot. And then I did some visualizations that I will explain maybe in the next video, not in this one. And now at least it gives me an overview that where this bot has applied for me. So if I refresh, I can see it has applied for me on about 1,300 jobs with 6 countries. And these are the like top 10 titles it applied for me. And this is the timeline. I mean, you can see, for example, how many jobs did it apply for me on a particular, within a particular time frame. This chart, by the way, here is not so meaningful because is new chart actually. So we need as it goes on to like populate, I hope I see some meaningful insights. But anyways, so if I click on this pie chart and filter it, we can see that it applied for me in Canada, and then I can zoom in to the provinces or cities where it applied for me. I mean, this is just for fun. It doesn't mean anything, but in this case, you are like data savvy guy who likes to play around, and it's quite fun. And then you can see in Ireland, it applied for me in particular like counties. So there we can zoom in, and then we can see the places of the employers, I mean, at least as per the LinkedIn records. This is one thing, and there's one other small addition I contributed to this this bot is this bot. Okay, let me change the visualization to bar chart. So you can see bot has applied for me over like 1,300 jobs, and only a few are having a timestamp. For many jobs like 758 jobs, there is no timestamp. So when I noticed that, I decided to make a small change in the code. And for that, for example, if you go to LinkedIn easyapply.py and line number 763, you can do it yourself, by the way, it's not difficult. And there I added the, I don't know, you call it like argument. I added the argument to record date, time, dot now, bracket open, bracket close. So this will basically log, in addition to the company title, link, and location, it will also log the time it applied for the job. And if you just go to this line 763 in LinkedIn easyapply.py, you can do this yourself, but then you have to add one more import, which is there, import date, comma, date time. So basically what I did actually after making this change, I went to GitHub and I basically they call it fork. I forked his code here into my repository is there, and then I did the change myself in the code. Where is it? Yeah. So I made the change myself, and then I also requested this guy, Maringas. He's the like I took his work, right? So I suggested to him that he should make these changes. So it's only a matter of him to have a look at these changes, and then whether to approve or reject. But anyways, if in case you want to use my code, you can go to this link. I'll post in the description of the video, and you can use this code. It's basically the same bot. I only have one small addition to record time. So that's it for this video. In the next video, maybe I'll talk about how I set up this dashboard. Learning Power BI is free, and this is one of the most demanding skills. And if you are some sort of a guy who likes to play with data to, like, slice and dice and try to drive some value from raw data, drive some opportunities or insights, then I'm sure you will like Power BI. And by the way, Power BI can be used by all functions: sales, marketing, finance, HR, admin. Even if you are a business owner, you can also use it. The basic idea behind Power BI is to automate reporting and dashboarding. And once you define your stuff, all you need to do going forward is to click on refresh, and then everything gets updated automatically. So there's no manual efforts involved. This will get really fun to learn, and I would highly recommend this. So maybe in the next video I will talk about how I did this. It's quite easy, no programming, is just click and drag these charts that you see here. So thanks for watching, and I hope you find these videos useful. Have a nice day. Goodbye.